digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And we continue our celebration of Black History Month and Black Future Month. Today, we're talking about Black Wealth Matters, 20 habits wealthy people have and practice that poor and middle class people do not. Trust me when I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, you want to get these habits into your life. And you can do it incrementally, but you got to get these habits in your life if you want to create lasting change, generational wealth in your family. So we're talking all about it today. So do me a huge favor, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand and smash that show button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning.
Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Black Biz Success Mastermind Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are not familiar with the Black Biz Success Mastermind, it is all about building and growing and sharing, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a group of entrepreneurs who are trying to grow businesses bigger, bolder, more robust, more revenue, people who want to start businesses, and then those who love to support and network with other Black entrepreneurs. If that is you, my friend, text the keyword mastermind to 314-866-4053. Again, if you text the keyword mastermind to 314-866-4053, you'll get a special invitation. Plus, you'll see everything that comes with being a member every single month. Tons of free training, free tools, free resources, free graphics. It's just a dope community. So you want to text that keyword. But today we're talking about Black Wealth Matters, right? What is it that we need to be doing as individual Black people to get our finances in order so that we can come together collectively in the spirit of group economics as Black people and transform our communities? 20 habits wealthy people practice that poor and middle class people do not, is what we're talking about. But make sure you comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand. And don't forget to smash that share button. If you've been here before and you know that we're going to deliver value to you today, then go ahead and share this with other people. A couple quick announcements before we get started. Ladies and gentlemen, I am super excited to announce the Daily Hustle. We talked about it a little bit earlier this week, but if you text the keyword Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999, every day, starting today, you're going to get an email with an infographic that you can post on social media. You're going to get a link to a short video training that teaches you how to use graphics to generate leads on your social media platforms. I realize as an entrepreneur, one of the things that most businesses struggle with is lead generation, especially when it comes to social media marketing. And when it comes to social media, most people don't know what to post. So I'm created a solution for that, man. All you got to do is text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. And you never have to worry about what to post on social media again, because I'm literally going to email you something to post every single day. And then I train you on how to use a graphic to turn followers of your social media platforms into actual leads, calendar bookings, whatever mechanism you use to transform those leads into sales. I'm going to help you do more of that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, the lead generation webinar is coming along. So some of you guys want to know how I generate leads, how I build my Facebook communities. So I'm putting together a webinar that I'm actually going to walk you through that entire process and how I put it all together. So just stay tuned, and you're going to get the link to go sign up for that within the next day or two. So you guys know we're talking Black wealth, 20 habits wealthy people have that poor and middle class people do not practice. But we start every episode of the Cortez Hustle Show with the quote of the day. And today's quote says this: your belief in your potential is natural. Your disbelief in your potential is unnatural. It's been taught. And that came from the great Myron Golden. I was listening to the Social Proof podcast yesterday. If you guys don't follow the Social Proof podcast, I'm telling you, you guys, I might have to pull your entrepreneur card, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you're not listening to Social Proof at least a couple times a week, you are missing some great teaching and training. And it's free, ladies and gentlemen. But I want you to think about that. Everything this society does, right, is to snuff out that belief in your own potential, right? Shan says, aloha, I see you. Mark Presswood is in the building as well. Blaine, I see you. Welcome to the stream out of Florida, Credit and Crypto Consulting. Tell us a little bit about what you do, guys. Just don't post any links, but y'all should be networking in the chat, man. I'm just saying. But everything the society at large does is to make you a minority. Right now, I'm not talking about a minority in the sense of the numerical definition of minority, meaning you're a smaller number. No, I'm talking about the minority as in you are a ward of the state. You are a dependent, right? Why? Because it's your dependency that creates and moves capitalism. The more you are dependent on other things, people, systems, and all of that kind of stuff, the more money you spend in this economy. So you have been taught and trained to not believe in yourself and in your own potential. And as a result, ladies and gentlemen, you are depending on everyone else, and you're not coming anywhere near close to what you should and could be doing with all that is in you. So just remember that your belief in your potential is natural. It's a natural thing. When people try to tell you you're overconfident, when people are trying to tell you you're cocky, you're arrogant, no, man, that's a natural thing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let anybody snuff that out of you. So that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. Again, brought to you by the Daily Hustle, man. I'm going to push this on you guys because I know you need it. Many people struggle with figuring out what to post on social media every day, right? Let alone what to post 3 to 7 times a day, which is sometimes needed depending on your industry. So I need you to text keyword Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. And every day, I want to send you some content that you can post on your social media. And I'm going to teach you how to leverage that content into lead generation and not just likes and followers. Likes and followers are cool, but they don't move the needle. You can't take your likes and followers to the bank. You can't send your likes and followers to the electric company to pay your bills. You got to turn those likes and followers into actual leads. And that's what I'm teaching every day in the daily hustle. So check that out. So today we're learning from an article on inspirationfeed.com. Inspirationfeed.com is a blog that I ran across because I'm always studying what is it that wealthy people do? What is it that rich people do? What is it that successful people do? I'm always studying that. So when I wanted to do this Black wealth experience, and this is a two-part series, so we'll start with today and we'll wrap up tomorrow, right? And I started to look at, okay, what are habits, right? As you guys know, success is not built in a day, but it is built daily, right? I want you to think about it. Success is not built in a day, but it is built daily, right? That is the thing. Can I just put in the chat here my phone number? No, because that won't get you on the list, right? This is it's an automated system that will send you what you need every day, and I don't want to miss anybody. So just text keyword to that number, and I promise you're going to be satisfied with what you get from the Daily Hustle. Success is built daily, so we have to think about the habits that we have that's either leading us towards success or leading us away from success, right? So I want to look at things that wealthy people do habitually so that I can incorporate those into my day-to-day modus of method of operation, right? That's why I do this. So I'm going through these 20 things. We'll probably get halfway today, but let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. And also let me know in the comments, is this a habit that you have, or this is a habit that you need to work on? Because I'll be honest, I'm not there. I am not there, but I'm studying, I'm learning, and I'm getting there, because what you have to remember is you have to become first, right? A lot of us try to skip to the doing so that we can have. You have to become first, right? And the way that you become is by the inputs that you are constantly and consistently putting in so that you can start to change over time to become the person that's capable of building wealth, right? I want you to think about this. If the person you are today was capable of building wealth, whatever wealth means to you, if the person you are today was capable of building the lifestyle that you dream of, if the person that you are today was capable of building the business that you see yourself running, if you were capable of doing that, you would already have done it. Come on, if we're honest, if we were the person that we needed to be able to do the things that we need to do to build the infrastructure, the empires that we want to build, if the person you are today was able to do that, you would have already done it by now. What are you saying, Cortez? I'm saying you've got to become more, and don't get it twisted. You've got to become more of what and who you already are. Don't think that me becoming more means I'm becoming different in the sense that I'm being like someone else. No, I'm just learning. And every time I learn and I grow, I unlock and I tap into a little bit more of who I've already been created to be. I'm growing more and more into the fullest potential, my fullest capacity, right? That's what you have to do on a regular and consistent basis. Become more, grow more into this enormous being that God created you to be. Because it's in becoming more that you then realize you could do more. And in the doing of more, you can ultimately have more. So let's get into some of these habits that millionaires have that a lot of poor and middle class just don't practice, right? So let's scroll down and let me see. Um, if you've gone through life thinking that all millionaires was born with a silver spoon in their mouths, maybe it's time you adjust your perspective. The difference between poverty and wealth is mostly a matter of mindset and the little habits we practice in our everyday lives. I want y'all to get that because it is how you see successful people and how you see wealthy people has a lot to do with your ability to become one. If you guys are taking notes, I want you to write this down. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. I want y'all to take that with y'all throughout the day. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. Why? Because you'd have to despise yourself. So when you look at successful people, whether it is people who have tons of money, whether it's people who are successful in their marital relationship, whether it's people who are successful with their careers and their job, if you are secretly despising them, right? You looking at your boss a certain way, you're despising your boss, you'll never become a boss. Hope y'all getting this. You look at wealthy people and you say, man, they were born with that. I'd make it too if I had somebody drop $50,000 on me. I'd make it too. You don't know what these people had to do to accumulate this wealth. Here's a startling statistic. 80% of all wealthy people today are first generation wealthy. I mean, they ain't come from money. They did not come from money. I want y'all to understand this. And we have this issue, and it's by design, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted that I'm blaming you for something. You've been trained to think that all wealthy people come from money. Every TV program that you see wealthy people who have come from money. You've been trained to see that. If you've ever done any study on wealthy people, you'll know that according to all the statistics on wealth, money, fame, power, there's about, I think it's less than 9% of wealthy people in the world that come from wealth, that were really trust fund babies. Like, Paris Hilton was a trust fund baby, right? The Hilton Hotel empire was already built before she was born. So she was born stupid, dope, nasty, rich, right? There's only 9% of the people who are wealthy who are born that way. There's about 11 or 12% of people who were not born in poverty. They weren't born rich either, but they were maybe given a blessing of maybe an insurance policy, and maybe they got $100,000 put into their lap and they grew that into, right? But 80% of people who are wealthy today got it out of the mud. But here's the psychology behind you believing that everybody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Because if everybody was born with a silver spoon in their mouth and I'm not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, then that gives me an excuse and a reason to say, oh, well, I can't be wealthy, because the only way that you can be wealthy in America is if you were born with a silver spoon. And since I was not, I have no chance. But now that I've shattered that, and now that you know that 80% of all wealthy people are first generation wealthy, they got it out of mud. Now you got to deal with that. Yeah, now you got to deal with that. And most of y'all, the way you're going to deal with it is you're going to not believe it. Because that removes any excuses. See, that to me was good news, because I came up thinking that way too. Like, wait a minute. I don't stand to receive an inheritance, right? And no disrespect to my mom, single mom, raised 6 kids on welfare most of our lives, and did the best that she could, right? wasn't financially literate, so she didn't understand how to build assets and accumulate wealth. So I get it. So all my life, I'm thinking I didn't have that. I don't have that coming. So there's no way for me to get wealthy. And then I read the book, The Millionaire Next Door. And it said 80% of all wealthy people are first generation wealthy. 80%. So wait a minute. That means 8 out of 10 people that I see who are financially successful, those people started their lives working jobs like everyday regular people, and they did some different things. They thought differently. They behaved differently. They created some different habits that led to them building wealth in a single generation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, well, hell, if they can do it, I could do it. I hope you're picking up that mentality and that mindset. I hope you're not trying to fight me on this and just swearing up and down. No, society wants you to believe that the only way you can get wealthy is if wealth is passed down to you, so that you don't actually do what it takes to get wealthy, which is transform your mind and then take the necessary actions, right? I'm gonna leave you with this because we got to get into 1 minute motivation real quick. You've got to become a 7-figure human being before you can become a 7-figure entrepreneur, before you can become a 7-figure entertainer, before you can become a 7-figure influencer, before you can become a 7-figure anything else. You have to become a 7-figure human being before you can build $1 million business, right? So let's clear that up now. Let's get into 1 minute motivation, and then we're going to get into these 20 habits that wealthy people have, so that we can start incorporating 1 or 2 of them into our lives every couple months and make it stick. And every couple months we add another one and make it stick. And I promise you, when you understand how to build wealth on through your habits, you're building wealth on autopilot. So if you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every day we do a segment called 1 minute motivation. 1 minute motivation is where we play a short motivational video. It's usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I ask that you listen and comment one of your takeaways, right? And if I'm going to comment a couple of my takeaways as well. And of course, we got to shout out our sponsor for the day. But let's get into 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
I want to introduce y'all to this very simple concept. It's a very simple concept. If you want it, you gotta go get it. It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide clubs, partying, trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying. Because I'm trying to get it. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft, so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gonna fly. You still got work to do. Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. Fuck all the homies texting and calling and trying to make you feel bad about being so focused. It's grind season, homie.
It's grind season, homie. Are you kidding me? It's grind season, homie. Vonda B, I see you. Welcome to the stream this morning. Are you in your grind? Man, everybody put it's grind season in the comments real quick. Are you in your grind season? I'm in my grind season, right? Been in my grind season for the last 7 years. And yeah, people see me as weird. Man, you always in front of that computer, man. Listen. When my sons were young and they started to get of dating age, I taught them that when you start to pursue a mate, you have to make sure that that person has dreams and aspirations of their own, right? It's very important because if you decide to date someone who is not on fire about something, they'll never understand your fire and they'll try to put your fire out. And I know some of you guys might be in relationships with people right now today who don't have any drive, don't have any ambition themselves, so that they try to make you feel shame about the ambition that you have. You got to be careful about the people that you choose to spend time with. If you don't have any ambition, you can't be my friend. If you don't have any ambition, you certainly can't be my wife, because you're not going to understand the grind. You're not going to understand the hustle. If you don't have any fire in you, by default, my fire becomes a threat to you. And you're going to want to put out my fire. Can't do that. It's grind season, homie. Right? If you want it, you got to go get it. Period. It's there. It is there. There is money everywhere we look. Everywhere. The internet has literally leveled the playing field. There is no more gatekeepers. You can go direct to consumer with your thoughts and ideas immediately using social media, right? So if you want it, go get it. How do you go get it though? The way that you go get success is by becoming a successful person, right? When you see somebody with something that you aspire to have, the first thing you should be trying to figure out, and the only thing that you need to figure out, is what is the mindset that they had that enabled them to take the necessary actions to get what they have, right? I got that from Billy Osbrook, Mr. Blessed and Unstoppable. When I see somebody winning, what I say to myself is, what is the mindset that created the activities that led to the success? So I can then go back and figure out, how did they create that mindset? Because if you create the mindset, then you develop the habits, and the habits will lead you to the daily actions that will create the success. Point blank and period, ladies and gentlemen. So that, my friends, is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by The Daily Hustle. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're struggling with social media marketing and you don't know what to post, you're not posting regularly and consistently enough, every day I give you content to post on your social media platforms, and I give you a short training tutorial on how to take that daily content, put it on your social media in a way so that it not only get likes and followers, but it turns those likes and followers into leads, to calendar appointments, into customers, into people on your website, adding things to their shopping carts, right? You got to text keyword Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999 to get on the list. Text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. Let us help you turn your social media followers into actual leads and customers that spend money with you, because your relationship with your fans don't really start until they spend money with you. So we want to help you do that. and send you the content every single day. So we're talking 20 habits that wealthy people have that poor and middle class people do not practice. We know it all starts in the mind, right? You got to believe that if I just knew what to do, I can lock in on the habits and I can do that, right? Some of us just don't know what to do. So let's talk about what millionaires do on a regular and consistent basis. Number one, they set clear goals. They set clear goals, right? Now, you might say SMART goals and all of this stuff. At the end of the day, they determine exactly what it is that they want. Starts there. Starts there. Every day, I tell myself my affirmations. What do I see? By Thursday, March 31st, 2022, I see a certain number in my Stripe account. And in exchange for that money, I've rendered the most efficient service I'm capable of. Right? I say this to myself every day, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. I provided the best and most satisfactory digital marketing software solutions and consultation services to as many people as my mental and physical capacity would allow. As I look at my Stripe account and that specific dollar amount that I'm going to have in my Stripe account by Thursday, March 31st, 2022, in the spirit of the utmost gratitude, I thank God for the strength, courage, wisdom, passion, and compassion to serve at this level. My faith is even stronger now that I see that certain dollar amount in my Stripe account. And as proud as I am of what I was able to lead my team to accomplish in the last 90 days, I know this is only the beginning. I now await a plan that will allow me to see that same dollar amount, not every 90 days, but every 30 days. I'm going to follow that plan to the T when it is received. And I'm going to continue to serve. I'm going to continue to lead. I'm going to continue to be grateful every step of the way. Do you have a definite chief aim for your life? Where you going? What you looking to accomplish? Where you going? What you looking to accomplish? How am I going to get that certain dollar amount into the every day? 100 leads must jump into my funnel. And in order for me to hit that dollar amount, I've got to be converting 25% of those leads into customers at one of my particular price points. Where you going, people? Do you have a definite chief aim that you're feeding into your subconscious mind over and over and over so the universe bends to your will and bring the resources, the human resources, the people, the technical resources, the technology, the other resources that you need to actually make it happen? Where you going? We call wealthy people lucky because they set a clear goal and they fix their mind on that goal. And in the fixing of your mind on anything, you literally bend the universe to your will. Number one, are you setting clear goals, people? Number two, visualize success. Right? We're talking about the habits that wealthy people practice that poor and middle class people tend to not. Visualize success. Another habit that will turn you into a millionaire is to visualize the results. After setting your financial goals, spend some time visualizing how life will be when you finally achieve them. Picture yourself living in your dream home, driving your dream car, or owning a series of high-end apartments, whatever it is. You got to visualize your success. Now, here's what most poor and middle class people do without recognizing that they're doing it. They visualize their failure because they're always constantly talking about lack and what they don't have and what they can't afford. Every word that you say creates a mental picture for you. So when you're not doing this intentionally, and you're not speaking life, you're not speaking abundance, you're not speaking prosperity, you're speaking lack, you're speaking poverty, you're speaking doubt, you're speaking fear, you're creating pictures of those things in your mind. So you're visualizing lack of success. And that's what keeps showing up in your life. I know a lot of people think it's hokey pokey. It is. No, man. When I wake up in the morning, I give thanks, and I'm laying down and I'm repeating my affirmation in my mind, my definite chief aim, because I'm trying to burn it into my subconscious mind that I have to become a certain person in order to get this result that I have. And I'm seeing myself with that particular dollar amount. I'm seeing myself sitting in this chair, and every morning I'm measuring my results. So I'm looking at my Stripe accounts. I'm looking at my PayPal accounts. I'm looking at my bank accounts, and I'm doing my finances for the morning. And I'm looking and I'm seeing myself like, we did it. We did it. We hit our goal for this quarter. Like, do you visualize success? Right? I see the owner's equity draw from the company, and I see me transferring that right to my wife's account. I see her booking the vacation. I see us getting on the plane. I see me literally going to put my feet up for 2 weeks, not even turning on my computer. Right? Are you visualizing your success? That is the question, ladies and gentlemen. So, number one, we're talking about habits that wealthy people have that poor and middle class people don't practice. Now, I'm not talking about doing it one time, because I've done this, right? That definite chief aim, that comes from the book Think and Grow Rich. I've read that book dozens of times. And I did a definite chief aim once or twice, but I didn't follow all 6 steps. I didn't repeat it to myself every day. I didn't write it down. I didn't keep it before me. These are habits. You got to do this stuff so much that you can't not do it, right? Some of you guys know I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer in a former life, right? And I used to teach my team the difference between good players and great players, right? Good players love the game. They love the game, right? It's game day. They're going to get out there and they're going to give it everything they got. But the great players love to train. Kobe Bryant was more excited about being in the gym at 4:45 every morning because he knew the other players didn't get in the gym to 5:30. So he loved to train, right? The good players love the game. The great players love to train. That is the difference. And you got to figure out how to set clear goals. You've got to start visualizing and seeing. On my reel for this morning, I do a reel every morning when I'm working out. And my reel this morning, I was talking about how often I go and visit Cortez Hustle for 5 years from now. Oh, and I can't wait till y'all meet him. He's a dope individual. The Cortez Hustle of 2027 is flat out amazing. I can't wait till y'all meet him. I sit and talk with him all the time. Set clear goals. Visualize, right? Number 3, they have daily must-do lists. There's a difference between a to-do list and a must-do list, right? Most people think millionaires are only focused on long-haul projects. While it's great to have long-range plans, you must also ensure you maintain a daily to-do list. Before you retire to bed each day, try to write down about 5 things that you must accomplish the following day. Prioritize your daily to-do list depending on their significance and urgency, right? I want y'all to get this. Successful people win the day before it even starts. Successful people. See, when I get ready to retire at night, I'm thinking about the top 3, 4, 5 things that I got to do the next day. And I'm seeing those things done. Goes back to visualization. I'm seeing those things done. I'm seeing a positive outcome. They win the day before that day even begins. So when you wake up the next day, you already know where you're going. You already know what you're going to do. You've already seen the day slayed, right? That's the word in my house, right? I ask my wife every day, you ready to slay today, babe? And it's because of her that I literally feel like I can take over the world every single day, right? You got to have plans for your day, because when you don't have a plan for your day, you know, like I know, everybody else does. Think about it. When you don't have a plan for your day, everybody else does. How many of you guys have ever been there? You take a day off work and everybody knows that you're going to be off or you're going to be on vacation and you don't have anything planned, and you start getting all of these phone calls. Hey, can you run me here? Hey, can you do this for me? Hey, I know you're off today. Do you mind doing this, that, and the other? Because you didn't have a plan. When you don't have a plan for your life, everybody else does. Same thing with your money. When you don't have a plan for your money, everybody else does. Number 4, they avoid instant gratification. We're talking about habits now, right? These are things that you develop over time, right? Over time, but when you develop them over time, right? Another difference between good players and great players. Good players will practice until they get it right. Great players will practice until they can't get it wrong. Oh, that's a bar right there. Good players will practice until they get it right. Oh, we ran through it and whoo, we ran through the whole sequence and everybody did what they were supposed to play and it looked good and it was right. And then they move on to something else. That ain't the lick. The great players practice until no matter what happens in the game, they can't get it wrong. Like they do it so much that it's on autopilot. They do it. That's how hard they practice. That's how serious they are about the thing, right? What did Bruce Lee say? I don't fear the man who practiced 10,000 different kicks. I fear the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times. Wait, what? I don't fear the man who practices 10,000 kicks because he can't be good at any of them. I fear the man who practices one kick 10,000 times because he's perfected that thing. So you got to get your daily routines, your habits, right? Your habit should be leading you to where you want to go. So you're on your way to success, even when you're not thinking about being on your way to success. Number 5. Did we hit number 4? Oh, they avoid instant gratification. Yeah, millionaires sacrifice a lot to achieve their financial goals. They forego temporary pleasures in favor of a long-term success, right? Jim Rohn said one time, a temporary pleasure might be a day at the beach, right? But a long-term pleasure might be one day owning a beachfront property. So I might have missed a lot of days at the beach with my friends, but 10 years of grinding, now I own a beachfront property and I got a private beach of my own that I can spend time on every single day. Number 5, they avoid get-rich-quick schemes. It may be tempting to gamble your entire fortune with the hope of hitting the jackpot. But before you do, remember that there's no such thing as an overnight millionaire. It takes patience and diligence to become a millionaire. Keyword is become. Like anybody who is financially successful became that before the results of that showed up in their bank account. It's how I know I'm a billionaire. I'm becoming a billionaire right now. The billions won't show up in the bank account. The billions won't show up in my net worth. The billions won't show up in my asset column for years to come. But best and believe I'm becoming the billionaire right now. And most people don't understand be, do, have. You got to become first, right? Then you're going to do the actions based on who you have become. If you become a millionaire already in your mindset, you're going to do the actions that lead you to having $1 million. That's how it works, people. Number 6, be a risk taker. Life is all about risks. You can't become a millionaire if you're averse to risk taking. It may be comforting to continue living in your comfort zone. There's a lot of safety and security in the comfort zone, but nothing ever grows there. But remember, the rewards you get in life are mostly the results of the risks we take. Take little risks, get little rewards. Right? We often choose our risks based on the amount of failure that we can cope with. Hey, I'm going to take a little risk because if I get a little failure, I'm okay. I don't want to take a big risk because if I fail, then that's a big failure and I can't deal with that. And the reason we can't deal with failure is because we care way too much about what other people think. That's why we can't deal with failure. That's why we don't take risks, because of the fear of failure. And it's not fear of failing, because we've all failed before and we live to see another day. But what we really fear is being seen as a failure by other people, because we care too much about what they think. Now, I'm not saying you can go through your whole life without caring at all what other people think. And if anybody tells you, I don't care what other people think, they're lying. What they're trying to insinuate is they don't care too much about what other people think. But we all care what other people think. That's how God designed us. He designed us to be social beings. We all want to be part of a community. And being part of the community is holding certain thoughts and values and commonalities, right? It's part of it. But the key becomes being willing to take the risks to get the rewards that you want to see in your life. Number 7, they all read personal development publications because they understand in becoming. How do you become? You become anything based on the input. You become, the way you become is through the inputs and how the human beings receive their inputs, the content they consume, the people they associate with, and the places they go. 3 things. Your input is coming from 3 things primarily: the content you consume, the people you associate with, and the places that you go. Primarily the 3 things. The 4th thing is infinite intelligence. You get the downloads from God sometimes, and sometimes you don't understand why you're even worthy, right? But for the most part, right, you don't get those downloads from God often. Most part is the content you consume, TV, radio, books you read, seminars you go to, that kind of stuff, places you go, and the people you associate with, right? You should make sure that you are hanging out with, associating with people who are trying to help you elevate to the next level. right? There's hardly any millionaire out there who doesn't read productivity books and other personal development publications. While you're at it, focus on financial publications such as The Economist, Kiplinger's, and Bloomberg's Business Week. Other genres you can consider include corporate leadership, life hacks, biohacks, how-tos, and self-help books. But every person who is financially successful works way harder on themselves than they do on anything else. They work harder on themselves than they do on their job. They work harder on themselves than they do in their business. They work harder on themselves than they do on anything else. It's a fact, right? Number 8, they don't fear failure. They don't feel failure. This is this is so huge, right? Failure is killing us. Failure is killing us. People fear criticism and the opinions of other people. That's why they don't try certain things. And what they don't realize is the criticism of the people that they are fearful of, those people are criticizing because they fear you outgrowing their sphere of influence on your life. The reason most people are critical of others is because a lot of times we're hanging out with people who come from the same background as us. We're hanging out with people who come from the same family, who make about the same amount of money as us. And if you are in my clique and you start raising yourself head and shoulders above the rest of us, and you came from a very similar background, now people are going to question, why can't I do that too? Right? If there's 10 of us and we clicked up, we gang, it's us, this is who we are. And one of us starts to elevate above the rest, the other 9 knows that because y'all all came from the same place, and if he made it, that is proof that we can make it. But if we choose not to make it, we don't no longer have an excuse because somebody from our clique made it. So instead of saying, let me jump on the same bandwagon that's got this person elevating head and shoulders above us, the 9 often says, let's bring this clown back down to earth. Because by default, he's putting pressure on the rest of us to be great. And that's why you cannot be afraid to redraw your circle. You cannot be afraid to start hanging out in different places amongst different people, period. And that's a natural progression. But here's how you do it so that you don't alienate your friends. You just start inviting them to the things that you're going to. So you don't never have to tell your friends that I'm going to stop hanging out with y'all because y'all are bringing me down. What you do is you start inviting them to the things that you are doing to lift you up. And by default, they'll get the message. Either they're going to come hang out with you, like if your friends are saying, hey, we're going to the club tonight. Oh, man, I'm going to this business conference in the morning, man, and I want to be fresh so I can take some good notes. But you know what? I got an extra ticket, man. Y'all want to come? Oh, no, man, no, we good on that. And all of a sudden, if 9 out of 10 times they call you with, I'm going to hang out, I'm going to chill, I'm going to waste some time, I'm going to waste some money, and you are on something else, eventually they stop calling you. When they start coming around to your place where you're hanging out and all you're doing is reading books. You don't have a TV in the living room. The game isn't on. Like it's crazy that I couldn't even remember who's playing in the Super Bowl. Right? It's like who's in the Super Bowl? Right? Because I don't follow. Right now, am I going to watch the game? Absolutely, I'm going to watch the game. But you got to really just start just taking your life serious, right? And taking your growth serious. Take real evaluations of those that you are around and the people that you are connected to, right? So let me see. Yeah, we're going to stop on 8. We'll finish the rest tomorrow. So let me see. What say ye? My man Mark says, yes, the filtering begins naturally, just as explained. It is. It's like, hey, let me invite y'all over here. Y'all trying to invite me to the club. Let me invite y'all to my mentor's house. He's going to share some stuff with us, right? Boom, right? Let's see. Who else? Shiro in the building says, good info. Thank you for tuning in and always engaging, sis. I see you constantly grinding. I love it. Let's see. What else do we have? What say ye? Failure is the lesson, man. Failure is the lesson of the process. Amen, Mark. Amen, Mark. Man, visualize connects you emotionally to the process. Man, I'm telling you. And then learning how to use your words with feeling. Like if you want to affect your subconscious mind and you're doing affirmations, incantations, and things of that nature, make sure you're infusing those things with feeling, belief, and faith, right? I know I'm going to have this specific dollar amount in my Stripe account by March 31st, 2022, right? It's the emotionalized words that your subconscious responds to. So appreciate you guys all for tuning in as usual. Come back tomorrow. We're going to finish up this list of 20 things that millionaires do, habits that they practice that poor middle class just don't. And I want you guys to really start evaluating your lives and asking yourself, how many of these do you have incorporated into your daily habits? So until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.